Hey everyone, it's Andres coming at you with the last video of the year. Seriously, it was just October. I blinked, it's Christmas. And man, it's crazy that we're even at the end of the year already. And I wanted to just take a brief moment while I can. And I still have a voice because my family's been sick constantly. I was one of them twice, I think. I lost my voice. That's why I couldn't really do videos. And just it's always wild around this time of year, especially when there's gatherings happening because of Christmas, a lot of meetings happening as well, and generally, just as a business owner and operator, it's crunch time as we reach to the end of the year, and then the beginning of the year is just as busy as the last 2 weeks of the year. So this is the time of year as a business owner I don't really look forward to because it's just so much more stress, so much more work, a lot shorter nights, and that's what a lot of people don't see about small businesses. That's why I encourage people to support small business because I run a small business myself, and this what I do, content creation. It's for the most part, it's always been a hobby. Well, it was meant to be the promotion side of my real estate business. But for the past, I would say 18 months, I haven't really been active on the sales side of things. I have been active on the property management side of things. And as I informed my client base, whether you're a homeowner or a tenant, to remind them about what's going on with Sacramento and how it could affect their wallet and how they should vote at the ballot box when it comes to these propositions, those things do take time to research. Most people don't do that legwork. I do. And I want to inform my audience so they can make an informed decision and hopefully the right decision, as we did in defeating Proposition, was it 33? There's so many different propositions of the same thing, trying to tack on rent control and destroy the real estate industry and home industry entirely in California. Just ridiculous. But anyway, the point is that I tell you to support small business, and small businesses were my first affiliates. My first affiliates, I found them through Gap. Shout out to Gap. If it wasn't for Gap, I wouldn't have my first affiliates. I wouldn't be encouraged to do that. And Ranger Candy Coffee was my first affiliate. My second one was the Goat Farm Natural Skincare, and then the roster's only gotten bigger. Companies that I'm connected with and met through Gap, such as Vibey Soap Company. Shout out to Chrissy over there. They make fantastic products, and it's grown ever since. And you can find all my links either be in the description down here, or you're watching on a social media platform. The links are in bio. I'm on the top 30 percentile of buffer.com, because I've been banned on Linktree. Linktree, come on. Linktree's banned me, so Buffer ended up creating their own link summary tree thingy, and I'm in the top 30% that used Buffer. Not just that, also to use it to schedule posts, either to Threads or Blue Sky and other places like that. And I've really enjoyed the service. The product only gotten better. And hey, Buffer, when are you guys gonna get Truth Social on the list? If Bordor can do it, Bordor Social can do it, I'm sure you guys can too. To know that it will expand your horizons a bit. I would love to see True Social come to the mix. You can do Blue Sky, you can do True Social. But anyway, the whole thing is that you'll find my affiliate links there, and I'll also throw in my referral links. All these are things that I actually use on a day to day, and I prefer that you support small business. There's an Amazon storefront where I do put the products that I use daily, my daily tech, which I'll be updating here in the next few days, because a lot that's around me that you cannot see has really changed, particularly these past few weeks, because of technical difficulties that I ran into. And like, you know what, that's it, I'm gonna just upgrade the whole damn thing. And I did. It's just taking a little longer than I like, but anyway, I'm almost there. So definitely find it there. I really appreciate you all. I never asked for anybody to donate. I never asked anybody to be a monthly subscriber, because I tell them support them, and by supporting them, you support me. So I really do appreciate those of you that have. So thank you very much. And for those who actually use my Samsung referral link too, that's a referral, not an affiliate. Thank you so very much, because you guys have been using it. Samsung told me. I've been getting those emails. Like, whoa, cool. Thanks. But hopefully more will come for the beginning of the year. I've been in talks with a couple of companies, and hopefully they say I'm approved, but just don't have access to the portal yet. That's why I haven't promoted them. And as soon as that happens, I will, and I will be excited, because I do use those products and to share it with you all. But anyway, until then, what I want to just take time here in this episode is just a heartfelt thank you. And just reflect on certain things that have made this year amazing. I want to give a shout out to certain companies. They're mostly all technology companies that really given more credibility to do what I do, and I would not have been able to do this without them. And I wanted to start off first with Parlor. Parlor is my first shout out because before they even launched, the Parlor community trusted me to be their voice and ask the questions, the hard questions, to the new leadership over at Parlor. So Elise, thank you for being game to be on the podcast. We almost communicate on a weekly basis now, but it's just been great to have that. I believe it was the first interview that was conducted, and that was with me. I think it was February 1st of this year. So it all started with that, and right after that, Rumble opened up their second round of small creator program. I think that they're revamping, by the way. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do next. But I became a Rumble partner. They gave me this hat because I became a partner with them, and I do exclusive stuff with them still. But for a period of time, I was only exclusive with Rumble. I wasn't posting anywhere else for the time, and I enjoyed that time. It was exhausting. I never done that much live streaming. They wanted live streaming. It's like I don't really do live stream, but that's kind of what I really wanted to get to the point of doing, because I do want to engage with you. It's just that because of my day to day, because of my responsibilities, also family and all that, I don't just have like, okay, I got to do this. It's the show. I got to do it. No, it's just it doesn't work that way. At least not yet. Especially if it becomes a replacement for another business of mine. Then in that case, now we're talking now, because I got to do it for work. But until then, it's been, like I said, more of a hobby. But if it wasn't for Rumble, it wouldn't have opened that door, and I would not have been able to get at least some form of income to be able to upgrade some of the technologies that I was already using. Because my goodness, I needed to step it up. I was gonna try to get a better looking product. I had the content, I just didn't have the polish, so to speak. And if it wasn't for Rumble, I would not have been able to do it. But ultimately, and here's the kicker, this is the way the dominoes fall, okay? Because towards the end of the exclusivity is when I saw the first commercial for Unplugged from James O'Keefe, and that was at the last 2 or 3 days of the exclusivity contract with Rumble. I'm still post exclusively to certain things to Rumble. I'm just not exclusively posting everything to Rumble. I'm everywhere, back on YouTube, as those of you saw. But while I still had that, that means they were really promoting my show, and I believe that is how I was able to get Eric Prince's attention. Um, I still haven't been able to ask him that personally, and I wanted to get that reaction on camera first. But anyway, the thing is that he saw my video. I put a modified version of it on YouTube, so the more of a live react is on Rumble. So the edited version with more context, because I did more research, is on YouTube, and that's the one that's gotten the most plays. And I want to thank YouTube in that respect. That despite the 5 years that we've been together, and for most of those years you've been demonetizing me, slowing my growth and all that, this year's actually grown. But you're still censoring my searches. What is the deal? It's because it's Google. Google blocks my searches, or just doesn't make them show up. It just highlights my first video ever, but doesn't put my review in the forefront. That was all you, YouTube users. You guys did the work. You guys beat the algorithm, looked for the review, found it, and made it my biggest video of the year. And I thank you all for that. And for those of you on YouTube, you have been the most active. YouTube's become the de facto forum for self-help and and tech advice for Unplugged, because I haven't seen it on XDA developers. I haven't seen it over on Reddit yet. I'm still waiting for them to pick up the slack. I don't think it's coming anytime soon until they take it more seriously. But until then, you guys have all turned to me. So that wouldn't have happened without Rumble. And I wouldn't have been able to stay on the air without Rumble, because a lot of you probably don't know this. I was going to turn off the microphone and the camera for the last time at the beginning of this year. I was tired of being for so many years on YouTube, working so hard to organically grow my channel to 1 million views on my own before YouTube decided to pick me up and become a partner with them, only to have the next 4 years just be met with moving goalposts, demonetization, shadow banning, video removals. Like, what was I doing wrong? The videos were fine. And then I'm getting flagged later in a year. It says, oh, that one video from way back when doesn't meet the requirements for XYZ. But we're still gonna run ads on them. So, oh, you get to keep the funds. but I don't get a penny. None of the stuff that I use is free. StreamYard isn't free. You can get a free one, but it's limited. I needed more. So I needed to pay for the software. I needed to pay for the equipment. I needed to pay to upgrade everything that you can't see here. That all costs money. Some people don't know that it requires that kind of growth to see some of those really polished YouTube videos that people put out there. Man, these guys got a media conglomerate behind them most of the time. You know how much money they're raking in. So people ask me, "Hey, how much money do you make in podcasting?" Make? What do you mean make? Unless you have a name or a big machine behind you, there's no money in it. That's why I call it a hobby. So it was nice to be taken seriously this year. It was nice to be able to invest in better equipment because of Rumble partnership, because of the slack that was picked up, because you beat the algorithm. I would not have done the unplug stuff, and I would not have been able to have the exclusive coverages that I had on certain things in tech and talk with Parler if it wasn't for Rumble picking me up as an exclusive partner. That's just the truth. So I owe it to Rumble. I owe it to Parler for even giving a chance for my interview series through Play TV to get a second chance at life, because those don't really get the plays because they have the controversial content within them. Sometimes when I have my guests on, I don't censor my guests, and they don't get those plays. But then you go to someone like Play TV or you go to Rumble, you start getting the views. But mostly on Play TV, it's like, dude, something's happening here, man. People are tuning in. Some people are reacting. I'm loving this. That's awesome. So I'm motivated and I'm looking forward to what I'm producing for 2025 in the first quarter. I do have stuff to look forward to, and certain conversations to pick back up on that just couldn't materialize because of the holidays and the schedule just being all wild and people getting sick and getting better. But then I got sick, like, oh, I can't anymore. I lost my voice. I can't do a show without a voice. With all those things, I'm more motivated than ever, and I look forward to experiencing 2025 with you all. If 2024 was any indicator, then here's man 2025 well, now I got big shoes to fill. But it's just looking up, And what I was mentioning about Gab and businesses there, Gang Gene World being a new platform where I'm putting my show. And all my show is there, and people are starting to pick up on it, so I'm glad. And BitChute still being there. BitChute's been BitChute, but people find you when the gates of the flow of information is no longer being controlled by the gatekeepers. If they're not stopping you from seeing something, then you'll be able to catch on and see it. Now, I could do the low hanging fruit reaction crap that passes on for content. That is so easy to make, and some of those viral videos aren't actually viral. They're a media company behind it that just push it everywhere. That's I could do that, but that wouldn't be me. So I've gotten here all the way over here because on me, and you supported me all along the way, and I don't want that to change. So what I have for you in the new year, I am committed to getting Eric Prince on the show, because I have to pick up where we left off. I mean, we had to postpone. We postponed. There's a couple of other guests, three, at least three guests that big name guests that I was supposed to have sometime during this past year, but some of them got sick. Other ones had emergencies, legit emergencies, by the way, that we couldn't materialize. But by then, my train has, it's gone. So I got to swing back around. It's like, okay, the topics are coming back around because I do seasons and topics. So it's like, now that we're gonna revisit this, can we make it happen this time? And I was at a party with one of them for Christmas, a Christmas party. Then like, I'm sorry we couldn't make it work, but the topic's about to come up again. Are you down? It's like, yes. Just sorry I got sick. I don't blame you. I saw it on social media. I'm like, oh my goodness, you're not gonna be able to do it. And sure enough, it's like she didn't have a voice. How could she do a show without a voice? So I'm looking forward to having my friend on the show. I just want to tell her in person, like, this is why we haven't been able to work it out again, because I couldn't come back to the topic. The train has moved on, but it's coming back. So a couple of big ones that I'm counting on. That's aside from getting Air Prince back on the show. And Unplugged is invited again. We're probably working on having it very, very soon for the big updates about how this past year has been, sales numbers, and all that. We need to talk about and see what they have in store for 2025 because the audience wants to know. You made that all possible, and I want to get those answers for you. I'm also working on the long-term review. It will probably won't be as hands-on, but definitely want to give you my perspective. I think I'm going to break it down into 3 segments this time, so I'll let you know how that plans out. And for the first quarter, I'll obviously be keeping an eye on the Brax 3 campaign because I supported the campaign. I'm in touch with the team that's developing this device, including Rob. So if I could get Rob on the show, I haven't officially invited him just on yet, but he has his own channel. It's bigger than mine, but like you know what? It's I gotta get him on the show. It's like, why not? Let's just try. But I do have a big, big goal that I don't want to just let out the cat out of the bag just yet. And if I can get it, great. And it's along those lines that I've been invited to CPAC. I've been invited, wanted at Amfest. It's going on as I do this video. CPAC, not interested. I think Amfest is by Turning Point USA. There's some names of people that I could have finally put. We could have finally met in person after just speaking online for so long. But no, I didn't. I didn't. It wouldn't even have worked out either. My family's sick, so. But at the same time, like that's not what my show is. I want to be very, very clear. I don't hide who I am. Look over my shoulder. You'll see it. I also don't want to come across as some kind of right wing outlet. I'm not a right wing outlet. Just because I associate with the right wing doesn't make me rank and file. I have to hold my side accountable. And I do. I don't like that world so much. It doesn't feel genuine to me. I don't get good vibes when certain individuals are claiming they're no longer who they say they are, but have done nothing to show for it. Yes, there are redemption arcs, but there are people that are literally just grifting. And those are the people I want to steer away from. I want to be careful with, and I want to hold my new friends accountable. Say, hey, watch out for some of those people. That's why some people that I met say, look, I'm going to be friends with you. I'm not interested in your social circle. I will tell you, I don't like those individuals around you. I believe they will hold you back or they'll stab you in the back. And I've seen what's happened to one of them in these past few weeks. Like, that's exactly why I want no part in that circle. Not interested. Politics is disgusting, man. I hate it. It's enough already for me to be dealing with business and Benghazi and tech, okay? I get all the hate that I need from that from both sides, left and right. So don't need any more of that. Anyway, I couldn't have done all this without you. Thank you so very much. I wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Happy holidays if you don't celebrate that, but you do celebrate others that are official, real holidays during this time of year. And if, like I said, you're interested in anything else that I do, go to TheAndresSegovia.com. Check me out on locals where it gets a lot more personal. Instagram is my most active slash, news kind of thing that I do, and the most engaging. But I am on X. I am on Parlor. Parlor, I love Parlor. The community over there is always amazing. So it's always good to just be around what it feels like friends and family there. Unless you've been a Parlor before, you'd understand. But anyway, at the Andres Segovia across anything and everything except X. X is _Andres Segovia. The website is TheAndresSegovia.com. Real estate resources are available at SegoviaRES.com. Happy New Year. I'll see you next year.